Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am Lokesh. In this video session, we are going to discuss types of fluid flow. Also, we will take a look at definition of fluid along with a little bit discussion on types of fluids. Before that, if you are not subscribed my channel, do it now. I would love to tell you that we have a dedicated video lesson series on fluid mechanics. So, if you are more interested to learn from video lessons, feel free to check this stuff. Okay, so now let's start with the definition of fluid and types of fluid. A fluid is any substance that flows or deforms under applied shear stress. Or in simple words, the substance which have tendency to flow are termed as fluid. There are 5 types of fluid, namely ideal fluid, real fluid, Newtonian fluid, non-Newtonian fluid and ideal plastic fluid. The fluid which cannot be compressed and have no viscosity falls in the category of ideal fluid. Shear stress is always zero regardless of the motion of that fluid. Thus, an ideal fluid is represented by the horizontal axis. Ideal fluid is not found in actual practice, but it is an imaginary fluid because all the fluid that exist in the environment have some viscosity. So there is no any ideal fluid in reality. The next fluid type is real fluid. A real fluid which is having some viscosity. Actually, all the fluid exist in the environment are real fluids like water, air, hydrogen, oxygen, etc. The next category is Newtonian fluid. The fluid which obeys Newton's law of viscosity is known as Newtonian fluid. This is the fluid whose viscosity does not change with the rate of deformation or shear strength. These fluid follows the linear relationship between shear stress and rate of deformation. The example of these fluids are water, kerosene, air and so on. Generally, most of the fluids are Newtonian fluids. The next is non-Newtonian fluid. These fluids are not obey Newton's law of viscosity and does not follow the linear relationship between shear stress and rate of deformation. These fluids are generally complex mixtures and studied under rheology, a science of deformation and flow. Such fluids are relatively uncommon. The example for such fluids are solutions or suspensions or slurries, mud flows, polymer solution and blood. The next type is ideal plastic fluid. This is the non-Newtonian fluid having an initial yield stress which has to be exceeded to cause a continuous deformation. It maintains a constant relationship between shear stress and rate of angular deformation after initial yield stress. These fluids are also known as Binningham plastic. The example for such fluids are sewage sludge, drilling muds, etc. A true elastic solid may be represented by the vertical axis on this diagram. So now I hope you have a basic idea on what is fluid and their types. Now let's dive into the topic, that is type of fluid flow. So there are 6 types of fluid flow: steady and unsteady flow, uniform and non-uniform flow, 1, 2 and 3 dimensional flows, rotational and irrotational flows, laminar and turbulent flows, compressible and incompressible flows. Let's discuss steady and unsteady flow and uniform and non-uniform flow in comparative way. The steady flow is in which the fluid characteristics like velocity, density, pressure, etc. at a point do not change with the time. That is, the differentiation of velocity or pressure with respect to time is always zero. And the unsteady flow is in which the fluid characteristic like velocity, density, pressure at a point changes with respect to time. That is, the differentiation of this characteristic with respect to time is not equals to 0. In the same way, we have uniform and non-uniform flow. The major objective of discussing this flow in comparative manner is that most of the time people get confused in steady flow and uniform flow or unsteady flow and non-uniform flow. So let's see what is uniform flow. The uniform flow is in which velocity at any given time does not change with respect to space. that is the length of direction of flow. That is, at constant time, the differentiation of velocity with respect to the space coordinate is equals to 0, while the non-uniform flow is in which the velocity at given time changes with respect to the space. That is, the differentiation of this velocity with respect to space coordinate is not equals to 0. The difference between steady flow and uniform flow is that steady flow is the flow in which the velocity will not change with respect to time, while in uniform flow the velocity will not change with respect to the space coordinate. Same for the unsteady flow and non-uniform flow. If you do the comparative study of this flow, you will not get any kind of confusion. The next type of flow is 1, 2 and 3 dimensional flows. These are very simple in understanding, that if the flow is only in one direction, it's one dimensional flow. That is, the flow parameters such as velocity is a function of time and one space coordinate only, say x, that is u equals to fx, and v is 0 and w is 0, where u, v and w are velocity components in x, y and z directions respectively. In two-dimensional flow, velocity is a function of time and two rectangular space coordinates x and y, while in three-dimensional flow, velocity is a function of time and three mutually perpendicular directions x, y and z. That means in two dimensions we have u and v velocities, while w velocity is 0, while in three-dimensional flows we have all three velocities, and these three velocities are function of all three dimensions. Next type of flow is laminar and turbulent flow. These are very simple to understand the difference between laminar and turbulent flow. Laminar flow is the flow in which fluid particles move along a well-defined path or a streamline, and all the streamline are straight and parallel. While for the turbulent flow, the fluid particles move in zigzag way. The eddies formation takes place, which is responsible for the higher energy loss. We can observe the laminar and turbulent flow in the diagram. For pipe, the type of flow is determined by a non-dimensional number known as Reynolds number, which is given as Re equals to rho Vd upon mu, where rho is density, V is mean velocity of flow in pipe, and D is the diameter of that pipe, and mu is dynamic viscosity of the fluid. If this Reynolds number is less than 2000, the flow is called laminar flow, while if the Reynolds number is more than 4000, the flow is called as turbulent flow, and if the Reynolds number lies between 2000 to 4000, the flow may be laminar or turbulent. This is the way to identify whether flow is laminar or turbulent. Here you can observe one more diagram in which if we open a tap slightly, we can get the laminar flow, while if we open the tap completely, we can get the turbulent flow. This is the observation we have to do while studying the fluid flow. One more type of fluid flow is rotational and irrotational flow. The rotational fluid is the type of flow in which fluid particles also rotate on their own axis while flowing along the flow line. The example for this rotational flow are motion of liquid in a rotating tank, we can say in a cement mixture. Whereas the irrotational fluid flow is the type of flow in which fluid particles while flowing along streamline do not rotate about their own axis. We can observe this flow during the flow about drain hole of a stationary tank or a wash basin. You can observe in the diagram that in the rotational flow, the fluid particles also get rotated along their own axis, while in the irrotational flow, the fluid particles are not rotating along their own axis, they are just following the path. The last type of fluid flow is compressible and incompressible flow. Compressible flow is defined as the flow in which density is not constant, density of the fluid changes from point to point, whereas in incompressible flow, the density is constant and will not change from point to point. The flow of gases are compressible, while liquids are considered as incompressible flow. Theoretically, all fluids are compressible, even water. Their density will change as pressure slightly changes. Under the steady conditions and provided that the change in pressure is small, it is possible to simplify the analysis of flow and assume that it is incompressible and has constant density. Gases are very easy to compress, and in most of the cases they are treated as compressible. I hope you like this video and stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Thank you so much. Have a good day.